Hello, Grumpy Old Fart here. Had a cold while back and my voice is still kind of scratchy, so bear with me. A while back, Donald Trump announced the formation of what he calls the Space Force. The official term, I think, is called the Space Command. And ostensibly, the official story is it's designed to protect our satellites in space, which is a valid concern. Reason being, China and Russia are most definitely weaponizing space. Both of them have publicly destroyed and or deactivated satellites, and they did it publicly just to show that they could. So this is a real concern. Now critics of this say that the Air Force normally takes care of this, and we don't need another branch of the service, because it'd be like a fifth branch, because we get Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, and now the Space Force. Now that being said, maybe, but to me it's a logical extension. Humanity is reaching out to space. We're sending probes. We got tons of satellites out there, and keep in mind, we use satellites for just about everything. Communications. If you're watching this, chances are it's over a satellite. GPS. Our military uses GPS. GPS is so important to everyone on the planet. It's just, and we need satellites for that. It's just the way it is. Not to mention billions of dollars in commerce. Okay, annually it's a lot of money that those satellites are responsible for. So losing satellites is a major concern. Over the next 5 years, it's going to cost approximately $800 million. And to you and me, that's a lot. But to the military, it's not that much. Honestly, it's not that much. I can see people saying just to leave it in the Air Force. I understand that point of view, and it's a valid concern. The Air Force is doing okay so far. But when you consider the fact that most of our satellites right now are virtually defenseless, and as I said, Russia and China have publicly destroyed or deactivated old satellites just to show that they could, the security of our satellites is now a major concern. So I understand both sides of that argument. There's a scientist named Michio Kaku, and he's not a kook or a wacko or nothing. He helped develop string theory. He's a smart man. He's got a lot of stuff on YouTube on various subjects. Check him out. He's pretty interesting. He's kind of a funny little guy too. His a take on it, and I watched an interview with him. He says that attacks from space could be crippling. If they detect a launch somewhere on the planet and the ICBM has to go up in the orbit and come back down, it gives us plenty of time. Imagine an attack launched from space right over the U.S. That could be a serious concern. They could be devastating. One EMP attack over Central North America, the central United States, could knock us back to the mid-1800s with an EMP field. And for those of you who don't know, anytime there's a nuclear blast, it generates an electromagnetic pulse, or an EMP, and it knocks out electronics. They could literally knock us back to horse and buggies. It's that serious. So, all of that being said, this Space Force Donald Trump is not the first one to talk about it. The Clintons, I believe, talked about it, and I know Eisenhower explored the idea back in 1957 as a response to the Russians' Sputnik, the first satellite. So there's concern, and it has been going on for some time. This is not a new concept. Now, the part that I'm concerned with at this point is, and my wife shares the same concerns. Here a while back, the Navy, the U.S. Navy, announced that they had gun camera footage and photographs taken from pilots flying off the USS Nimitz. Okay, one of our frontline aircraft carriers. Excuse me. The Navy announced that those photos and videos were genuine. They're real. So, the Navy, in 2004, they took these photos and videos. In the space of that time, we were in the George Bush administration, the junior, and then we had the Obama administration. Well, now we're into the Trump administration. So they've had plenty of time to deal with these photos and to analyze them and figure out if they're real or not. Well, Donald Trump creates the Space Force. He signs the documents to put it into effect. It's all set up and ready to go. Now they announce that those photos and videos are real. Could there be something to that? What's the primary goal of the U.S. government? The safety of United States citizens. Well, the Navy just announced that UFOs are real. Do they pose a danger? Are they a threat? Well, if you listen to all the UFO abductees, and I've done some videos on where UFOs have actually attacked humans on the planet, it is possible that these UFOs do pose a threat. And if they do, it falls within the purview of the U.S. government to protect us. That's what we have our military for. Well, is it possible that Trump's Space Force is designed to help protect us against alien UFOs? I'm not saying it's true. I don't know. But it bears speculation. Before the Navy made this announcement, everybody thought Trump was crazy. And probably some still do. But think about it. If this is real, if UFOs are real, like the Navy says, it falls within the purview of the U.S. government to protect us from them. Now they have to take all these UFO abduction cases serious. Because if they don't, what happens? Hypothetical situation. You get abducted by an alien. For real. You're not a hoaxer, or even if you are a hoaxer, and you go to the government and say, hey, I was abducted by an alien and they did this. I've got these marks and I've got this burn here to prove it. What are they going to do? Call you a liar? They just said, the U.S. Navy just said UFOs are real. So if the Navy believes they're real and you claim to have been attacked by them, the U.S. government, the military, has to take that threat seriously, or you could sue the hell out of them for a buttload of money. You see what I'm saying? This could be a CYA thing, okay? If they say, well, we're doing our best to stop these things, but, what are humans supposed to do against UFOs from another solar system with technology 1,000 years in advance of ours? You see, but at least with this, they can show they're trying. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's true. I don't know. I don't know what the total story is. Ostensibly, Space Force is designed to protect our satellites and our interests in space from other countries with similar technology. Russia, China being two of them. Now, is that the whole story? I don't know. Is there more to it? I don't know. But that's all I could find. They're not mentioning anything about it. And my wife brought this interesting point up. The Navy announced that UFOs are real, and it was a cute little blurb on the news sites, on the mainstream media. And there's a few news sites that are taking it. They've done some research and some articles on it. But where's the all the civilian uproar and the concern that maybe should be there. Kind of lackluster, actually. Have you heard anything about it? I haven't. I mean, I listen to some news sites online, and some of them have been talking about it. Excuse me. But not a lot. So, I don't know. But that's all I could find on Space Force. So, I threatened a while back to do a video on it, and here it is. That's all I could find. It's only going to cost $800 million over 5 years, which is actually, as far as all the military goes, it's actually fairly cost effective. So, what can you do? You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.